You know, it always works, and I mean this. When all the noise on TV clouds your judgment, he says this, they say that, all you really need to do, folks, is just follow the money. In this case, the betting odds. It's all about the money, and the latest betting odds have Donald Trump winning at 52% nationally and, get this, leading at all-time highs in Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona. So where are you putting your money? Let's find out where this guy is. Joining me now, senior advisor to Donald Trump, Jason Miller. Jason, where's your money going, Trump or Biden?
Well, I think President Trump is in the driver's seat right now. But Eric, an important thing is you put those numbers up and keep in mind what else is happening in national political affairs today. Joe Biden releasing 1 million barrels of oil. Why is he doing that? To try to drive down the cost of gasoline, because, of course, when you cut off the energy exploration, then prices are going to go up. But let's tie it back to those states that you just put up there. After groceries, gas prices are the biggest inflation frustration for voters in those 3 states, in Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. So again, why is Joe Biden releasing 1 million barrels to try to bring down the cost of gas? Because he's getting killed in those 3 states. It's a one-to-one connection.
Jason, I spent 15 years as an oil trader, as a guy in New York trading oil with the Saudis, with everyone. You know what 1 million barrels represents? We use 20 million barrels of oil per day in this country. 20 million per day in this country alone. So 1 million barrel release is literally deck chair off the Titanic. They are so low. Their economic advisors are the absolute worst, especially the bozos that keep telling them to say, hey, you took over and it was 9% inflation. He keeps lying, Jason, and your boss is, I can't wait. I can't wait for the economics debate stage.
Oh, boy, I tell you, June 27th coming up next month, there will be such a massive focus on the economy. And we know Joe Biden's going to try to do everything he can to not talk about it. You know, I spent a little bit of time and going back and looking at my notes and things over 2020. Joe Biden doesn't know a thing about the economy. Literally, there's nothing about the economy that he actually understands. He doesn't know what causes inflation, doesn't know what causes interest rates to go up. He doesn't understand why people are feeling the pinch. Say, well, you have money in your pocket, don't you? That was his answer. Joe doesn't understand the first thing about the economy, and that's why we're in such a terrible position right now.
Jason, play out, game out. You've been spending a lot of time with Trump in court in New York. You know, it looks like jury's going to get the instructions and then final closing arguments next week. I think Trump was asking for the judge to throw it out. Juan Merchan isn't going to throw anything out, especially with his daughter making so much money on this, this whole fiasco. Game it out. Where do we go from here? And again, if this New York jury convicts him, Trump's going to have to stand on the stage with Biden, the ability to say he's a convicted felon, even though he shouldn't have been convicted on anything. But it is New York.
Well, this is their playbook. They can't run on the economy. They can't run on immigration. They can't run on crime. They can't run on Israel and the Middle East. They can't run on peace in Europe. Everything that they have, they're putting towards the weaponization of the legal system, lawfare against President Trump. The good news is the majority of Americans, this very strong majority, do believe that this political persecution is political. That's exactly what it is. So they do get it. I think this is largely baked into the cake when voters look and say, wait a minute, we realize Joe sat on this thing for years, and then they're just now going and bringing this up, and what they're doing in Atlanta and D.C. and these other places. It's not a coincidence. They are out to get President Trump because they don't have any issues to run on themselves.